is Arukh HaShulchan Yardeh Siman Yud Gimel Sif Yud Zayin Chaf, day 56 of the Supplemental Arukh HaShulchan Yomi series. Yud Zayin Isa Gemara, it says in Gemara, B'Shach Tzeh Behema. Gemara actually in Daf Samach Tes Nechulin. So B'Shach Tzeh Behema must be the Muzyon finds in it something the shape of a dove. Asur b'achila, it's forbidden to eat. My time, why? Being in place requires hooves. Zuleka, and there are no hooves. So somebody that came in the heter ben pekui, afin behema behema. Since the heter of a ben pekui, we learn from an animal in an animal. Like we read, it said. See if someone says they are shtei parsos behema. You need two hooves on an animal. So two hooves, split hooves of an animal. Before the shlims the davar she'embo process, if you have something which has no hooves, asur b'achila, it's forbidden to eat. Shema tomorrow, if you're going to say you came, that's the case. Gam shlims the kluta b'me'er litzarei. Let's say that it's kluta. In other words, an animal doesn't look like a pigeon. It looks like a dove. Looks like an animal, but it has its hooves are fused together. Litzvei to be also the kluta ein lo rak parsa achas. The kluta only has one hoof. Torah shtei parsos. Torah it says two hoofs. But it's more like when it answer parsa. Yeah, but it says somewhere parsa. The parsha Shmi loksiv shtei parsos doesn't say two hooves. Loksiv Sham says that shosas shesa parsas mal parsos. It says it's pei rei samach sof, which is a singular language. Malas gave hammer as long as it chooses its kazlam. Then the die parsach is enough to have one hoof. Loksiv shtei parsos can parshas rei doesn't say explicitly two hoofs. Horim zachar mesoros. We go after the way it's spelled. Masha parsa achas. It sounds like one parsa. Loksiv parsos bevav because it doesn't say parsos bevav by chum. Include the muter seven animal which has one what's the word I use before? One a fused hoof, muteris. Avodamus yoina, but it's something which looks like a dove. And parsa only doesn't even have one hoof. The Ravi Ophos ain't in parsa behema because birds' legs are not, birds' feet are not hooves like animals. Yurches. Misal man for this you learned to say shana chayim misha that b'chayis that which chayim turn misha birds b'choros staff hey behema ter shoulder chayim behema tmei muteris b'achila. If a kosher animal gives birth to something which looks like a treif animal, it's mutter to eat. Sheyotzim min Torah because something which emerges from a Torah is Torah. Much goes out and sim ayin test like we'll see. Zel dafka kshiyolda mean behema tmei. It's when it gave birth to something which is looks like a species of behema tmei. But it gave birth to something which looks like a bird. After Torah, even though it's Torah, asur b'achila it's forbidden to eat. The misla the pshita is obvious. It came to the nimtza b'isser. So the nimtza b'isser, if when it's found inside the mother, it's also kosh can be also chutz. It's only else when it goes out. As is clear in the Gemara. Samachas and base. Vafilu minus the parashio the color asur. Even the opinion which shows that if a cow gave birth to an animal with a fused hoof, it's usher. Actually, I didn't stress the afilu. Because even he holds that a para shioda kluta is usher, that if a cow gave birth to an animal with fused hoof, it's off usher. Mother kluta me imo sharia. You can see that if it has a fused hoof and it's found in the mother's womb, then it's permissible. I mean, before she may imo kil mitzilchu, so it's explicit that it's more lenient inside than outside. That's what the Shas mentioned. He found the image of bird inside. The Abusa comment. It's going to tell us the so it's even usher in the innards of the mother. Kosh can be like it goes without saying. That's supposed to came out that way. Also, if it came out, it's known it can't survive. I guess because it's a highly malformed, to say the least. When Nida says any animal which gives birth to something which is not of its species, lo chai, it's not going to survive. Ayin sham. Back it says here, that which it says anything which comes out of a tor is tor to my yetzi chayu comes out and it survives. You test me. Yushaim learns out from the fact it says prosos. Yushaim b'trumas yoyif lam yirsi behema bivhema. This is Shani Yushalmi. This is language Yushalmi and Trumas. Hashore behema. If you check the animal matzav shekets and you find some forbidden creature inside it. Also, b'achila is forbidden to eat. My time, why behema ba behema tochelu, an animal in an animal to eat. Eat lo shechtim, not a forbidden creature inside an animal. Shori behema matzah chazir. Shechtim animal you find inside a pig. Mutar b'achila is permitted to eat. Yoina if you find the dove. Also b'achila. It says, brackets says, it says, look at Farasham, and Farasham said differently. Outside brackets again, my time away, behema, ba behema tochlu. The animal sheep, open behema, not a bird animal, below shekets, nor a shekets, it's just like a rodent or insect, whatever it is over here, in an animal kind of show. Really, the gam shasilon ikar also lies in this drasha. Locate if that's not the case. The boy nam shanim sadafka maz gera b'meya. It should also require that it specifically be found to chew its cut in when it's found inside. The bekrexti malas gera b'meya. It says in the pasuk malas gera in the animal. Choose its cut in the animal. Okay, shit's about the muskazir. So you find a pig inside. Litzar, let it become usher. It says if you have a cow, a pig which is following around a cow like it's as if it's its mother, you'll do a learner. She'll does so as long as it gave birth to it. Mutzah b'chila, allowed to eat it. So they chew when it's found inside. He said well, that's better. Why need the drasha process? Why not just behema? Nearly the behema was feeling the shall made back over Tomashib Sameya. They hold that a behema only allows it to preclude something which is not kosher found in the womb. Shekets, like the repugnant creature, the rodent, whatever it is. But the image of a bird, which is Torah, Velona Esar, would not become forbidden. Lomi Rachmana. Still can be considered behema. It's kosher. Masha Drasha the Parsa, that's in the Drasha Parsa, the Kamish Enkan Parsa, says there's no hoof, it's usher. But on the pig, you can't preclude because it says Malas Gera, Shain Reba, Kosa, Kol, Behema, Bimhema, because it's a Rebui. Every Behema is okay. And even a pig is a Chaya, it's also called a Behema. Kavur Bashas, as it's clear in the Shas in several places. According to this, it's clear. If you find in the animal an animal which has feet like a dove's feet, or doesn't have legs at all, mutter. I see, but it has a parsa. Then he's like a no. Okay, that's insane. In other words, an animal, even though there's no parsa, but it's a behema. It's a behema doesn't have legs at all. Mutter. The need like a parsa, even though there's no hoof at all. Come make a behema. According to Yerushalmi, that's Joshua. So and that, or he's saying the Bible really agrees to that. So that's a Turkish Kosaf. That's what he writes. If you find an animal, you find it an animal, something which looks like a yonah. It's also, I mean, matzah but behemish regular yoina found in an animal which has legs like a yoina. Oh, she'en reglan cloud has no legs. Oh, mutter that's misal akan. So that's a taste v'tzva rush v'aran v'rash b'sham. Behemish ain't close to the town. Lo be rak mean parsa, lo be in parsa mamish. They wrote the reason is because you need to have only a species which is a parsa, not a parsa itself. But Yeshmak time Yushami, he said like Yushami says behema, this counts. But it's all one thing. And if you ever have this case, you find a ben pekua that is looks like an animal, even if it has it's a bird's feet, fowl's feet, it would be permitted. And that's it for today.